Welcome back to Sudan now, where the army says it's agreed to help evacuate foreign nationals. The sporadic gunfire and airstrikes are continuing across Khartoum, despite promises by warring sides to cease fire for 3 days after a week of strife that has killed hundreds. For an update now, joined on the line from Khartoum by Razan Ali, a lawyer at the United Nations Development Programme Rule of Law. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon, Razan. I understand you are currently based and are in Sudan, in fact. I mean, we saw that the 72-hour truce on humanitarian grounds was, put on hold. But talk to us about what is currently happening there now.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for your call. Yes, both sides of the fight have not been abided by the truce. Bomb shelling is continuous. At this very moment I'm talking to you, army aircraft are hovering at the top of the roof and bombing RSF bases around my neighborhood. The humanitarian situation is catastrophic. It was already precarious before even all of this happening. People are just dying in the street without finding people to bury them or just wash their bodies or nothing. Bodies have been decomposed. There's no way to access hospitals. In reality, hospitals are going out of service. We had to evict our house because we didn't have electricity and water for more than 6 days. It's the 8th day now. But also, we couldn't just go to a far place. We just stayed with my cousin. She lives nearby. As concerning safety, it's even worse here than in our neighborhood, but at least there's water and there's electricity. We're able to connect with other people. People have been trying to flee Khartoum through roads, either to go to the neighboring state, it's called Jazeera, or go straight to the Egyptian borders. But even this has been compromised now because due to last night airstrikes, the army has forced RSF to flee Khartoum, or some of the troops are fleeing Khartoum using the same roads the people are using to flee. So you could imagine how things are. And the ceasing of fire is just, as I said, really. I think it's more dangerous to the people because people are thinking that the roads are safe, and now they are coming out of their houses just to find themselves being in the middle of a war zone between these two groups.
As the United Nations Development Programme Rule of Law, what is your role? I mean, these are clear humanitarian violations. Also, the number of truce that have been announced have all not been, followed, or even the 48-hour one that was effected today. Although we did speak to our correspondent a little bit earlier on, and she said there were parts of Khartoum that were a little bit quieter. But now what you are painting is a very different picture, and that of angst for many people. What then does become your role in as far as at least helping, the people of Sudan?
At least at this stage, no development organization is taking any role at this scenarios. It's only the humanitarian aid organizations, and through their talking with both sides, we could just see the reaction of both sides. They won't stop the war. This is what they have been declaring. There's no stopping, only a truce. And like I said, the truce is not really happening. And at this point, we in the UN are just focusing on evicting people out of this misery at this point, just to get them out of safety and then look to other possible solutions in the future. But at this point, everyone is just struggling to get up this area alive.
And We are obviously hearing that various countries are also evacuating some of their citizens, South Africa included. Talk to us about what you are seeing in as far as that is concerned. Of course, you mentioned that people are also, ordinary citizens are also fleeing, Sudan, many crossing to Chad and other neighboring countries. We also obviously are hearing reports of government soldiers also fleeing, the very country and going to Chad, where some have been, captured. So talk to us, just paint a picture in terms of that evacuation process and what you are seeing currently.
Yes, as far as our concern with the UN, there has been an evacuation plan. The priority first goes to the expats and their dependents. Not all of the expats at this point. I think it's their ranks. And then they'll try to evict everyone. And for the national staff, they have been relocated to other states that is more safe than Sudan. Of course, if things are really than Khartoum or Darfur. Of course, if things are really, really worse, they will try to evict other people to neighboring countries. For the Sudanese nationals, I think now there's a trend of people fleeing to the Egyptian borders. I heard yesterday there were like about 20,000 Sudanese have already crossed the border. I'm not sure about the number, but this is what I'm hearing. And yes, as for Darfurians, because Chad is the closest country, they're trying to flee also to Chad. And even, like you said, even soldiers themselves are trying to flee this war. People are calling this a civil war. It's not a civil war at all. It's just two parties are just fighting for the throne, to be honest. And I think that's the main reason even their troops are trying to flee this, because when you see on the ground, there is no winner. It's just a losing battle. And I think the main victim is the citizens themselves.
That's very important, that this, in fact, is not a civilian war. Razan, thank you so much for your time and that update. Razan Ali is coming live to us from Khartoum there. She's a lawyer at the United Nations Development Program, the Rule of Law.